myself at that point. I don't even know if I answered your question.
Yeah, no, you answered it perfectly, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Asha, it's been an absolute joy talking to
Oh,
you and learning about this amazing technology and learning
thank
about frontline
you.
medical technologies. I wish you all the success in the world, and thanks again for talking to me.
Thank you so much for having me, Ken. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to chatting again sometime soon.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Hello and welcome to What's Up London. I'm your host, Melissa Maloney. We have an absolutely incredible guest list joining us today who will reinforce why London is just an incredible city committed to community, giving back, and making a difference. We are heading into a season of giving, and I hope you're inspired when you hear their stories. Our first guest today is here to talk to us about YOU's Community Youth Hub that is opening at London Health Sciences Victoria Hospital. We welcome CEO of Youth Opportunities Unlimited, Steve Cordes. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thanks so much, Melissa. Great to be here.
Happy to have you. I know you've been here before.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about the new youth hubs today. Super exciting. I'm sure you're ecstatic to have this support for the youth in the community. Where should we start?
Wow. Well, it might be great to start, but where was the gap? Why do we need these hubs?
Yeah.
And fundamentally, we have a good number of shelter beds in our city. We always need more affordable housing, more wraparound supports. And what the hubs do, and what our community youth hub will do, is helps be that initial wraparound, that initial landing spot, particularly for what are called high acuity youth, which would be folks that are experiencing far more significant barriers to their housing other than just not having housing. So it might be behavioral issues, it might be mental health issues, primary health issues, addictions issues, and so on, where they're going to need more support typically than just, hey, I've got you an affordable apartment. It's more than that. So for the youth hub, for the community youth hub, it's that landing place that comes in, you're coming in from an encampment probably, and you're coming straight into this warm and this safe and this, wraparound model of care where there's a whole team that's there for you. So, and then out of that comes all the supports that go with. Let's get you settled. Let's find out what your immediate needs are. Start building a plan around housing, around other needs you've got.
So when we look at those wraparound services, what are some of the types of services that are included in that?
Well, for us, the very most important part of it was primary health care and mental health care.
Okay.
So for Youth Opportunities Unlimited, our model of care actually with this community youth hub is to be in partnership with London Health Sciences Centre. So the actual hub is located on their campus.
Which is perfect.
Oh, it's perfect because it allows for that kind of in between. It might be that people maybe have been in inpatient care, or maybe they're coping, they don't need inpatient care, but they need some sort of access to those healthcare supports. And being right on the doorstep of the hospital allows for a safe space, a fairly barrier-free space, and a space where these two organizations, Youth Opportunities and London Health Sciences Centre, can together case plan around some of the more higher acuity, higher needs youth, so that when they get more and more independent, they continue to have the supports that they need.
Perfect. So when we're talking youth, what ages does that encompass? Because that's obviously subjective.
Exactly. Like, think I'm young, but there's no way.
I think you're a youth, Steve.
Oh, well, thanks. But in this case, no, it's 16 to 24.
Okay, perfect. And so when we're looking at sort of the average stay, are these long-term stays? Like, what does a typical stay look like in a hub like this?
Right. We're hoping that the stay is no longer than 90 days.
Okay.
So it could be much shorter than that. But we're assuming that with our 15 beds at the Community Youth Hub, that we'll be able to support 90 youth a year at a minimum.
Okay.
And we think we'll go beyond that because some folks don't need 90 days. They need a much shorter period of time. And then they might move into a supportive housing that YOU has, that's available elsewhere in the community, family reunification back with family members once things are stabilized for them. With a young person, there's those options more so than, say, with somebody who's experienced chronic homelessness for a number of years. There's still often family around this person that wants to support them, but maybe they haven't got the tools in their toolbox to support the level of need that they've had.
Which makes total sense. So it's like de-escalate, get out of the crisis state, and then start to figure out how to reintegrate back into the life that's rewarding for them as a youth.
Exactly. And in the last year or so, we've had interim hub supports at our youth shelter in Clark Road. And in that year, we supported 50 young people just with 6 beds. And this place has, has 15 beds.
Yeah.
And out of those 6 beds, some youth that have fallen out of school, significant mental health issues, significant addiction issues. Some of them are able, because they're able to manage those issues they've had, are able to re-engage in school, re-engage with family, re-engage with community supports, whether it's housing through YOU or other community supports, and are back on a path towards something rather than continuing to just get by on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. We need to wrap up. So 2 questions before we wrap up. 1, how do people access the hub if they need support? And 2, I know it's not while you're here today, but obviously at any point that you can have the opportunity to have people help support YOU and the work you do, I want to make sure we get that message out. So
thank you so much.
2 final wrap-ups.
So 2 final wrap-ups. One is, how does a young person get access to it? So they have to somehow be connected to YOU. So if they're already on YOU's caseload in some way, employment programs, housing programs, or whatever, and they've needed some other supports that the hub has available to them, that's one connecting point. It could be that they're living in an encampment right now where somebody knows, somebody they care about is in an encampment. If they're under 25 years old, make sure they know about this hub at Youth Opportunities Limited. Contact our main number and you'll get directions from there, 432-1112.
Perfect.
And then in terms of how people can support us, well, it's the season of giving, so I'll talk a little bit about that. We have such a major project underway at Youth Opportunities Unlimited with something called Jones Place. So we're about to open in the new year 35 new affordable housing units, a wraparound model of care in that space for people that have gone further beyond and ready to go in the community. This particular housing is primary focus young families, single parent, 2-parent families, and so on, and their children. So what do we need for that? We need, sometimes it's donations of things, but we don't have a lot of storage for things. But we'll be buying cribs, we'll be buying bedding, we'll be buying this kind of stuff, and we don't get funding for those things. So the more we can get community support for those purchases, the more we're able to help these young people make this place a home.
Perfect. We will make sure to put all the information on how people can connect and help online when this gets posted and when this airs, and really grateful for your time today.
Thank you
so much for coming in.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Your happy place. Easy 101.3, the perfect music mix.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
On the next issue of Fanatics.
Clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Welcome back. Our next guests are here to dispel some myths, raise awareness, and also to look at how they are making an impact on future opportunities in London. That's a lot to do in 5 minutes. Here to make it happen are Brett Gatt, CEO of Boys and Girls Club of London, and Kirsten Crows, President of Swan Public Affairs, and the board. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Happy to have you both here.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yes. So we have a lot to cover in a few minutes, and maybe we can start. Welcome to London.
Thank you.
And welcome to your new role. Congratulations.
Thank you again.
It's been a few months now?
Yes, roughly 4 months.
Okay, awesome. So maybe we start with what made you decide to make this jump and come and support Boys and Girls Club here?
Great question. So for the past 25 years, I've been involved in children's mental health. And one of the big things is I've been at the end for children. So dealing with kids that haven't had the privileges that a lot of us have had. And when you talk about that, it's having a family, having a place to go home to. And so throughout my career, I've been reinvesting myself, studying, and I came across this opportunity for the Boys and Girls Club of London. And I thought, you know what, that's what I really want to do. And so I sent in my application and went through the interview process with the board. And when I got there, I couldn't believe it. I can truly say it's one of those transformational places in life that is actually missing in the whole childcare system. And so since day one arriving, it's just been an exciting day to come into work every day, and we experience new things.
That's amazing. Yeah. So Kirsten, obviously involved in the hiring process, you do a lot for the community as well. What made Brett the choice?
We had a lot of really great candidates. There was just a few things that stood out with his background and his work with children. The board made a decision as a whole, so he was the finalist and the candidate that we chose. And my job is to work with him, making sure that all the things that the big projects and things he wants to do and the things that the board wants to guide him in, that we get them done. And so far, we work really well together.
That's amazing and perfect segue, because I hear you have a whole bunch of new and exciting ideas and things that you want to do a little bit to shake things up.
Yes, it's actually really exciting because one of the things that I've always done is I like to build things and make them bigger and better. And one of the exciting things about joining the board was I found out that our new chair shares that exact same vision. So I'm able to unleash my creative talents and throw ideas out there, and they're well received. And to have somebody behind you want to do that. So we've actually already come up with a couple of really new, interesting partnerships. And if it's okay, I'll jump into the first
100%.
one. When I first arrived, it's called, we've titled it The Magic of Flight.
Love it.
And so this is a program that Kirsten had set up with the London Airport, and it was an opportunity for young girls to go experience what it would be like for a day of flight. And so they got to go to the airport and do all kinds of training. So we've been working with the London Airport, and they're going to be potentially donating a flight simulator. And what we're going to do is set up a pilot program for the kids that come to the club, and we're going to run that for them. So they're going to get to have that experience and learn about flight and through the STEM program. So it's quite exciting.
That's amazing. That's super awesome. And then I know there's something coming up for the holidays as well with 12 Days of Christmas.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'll jump to my next poster.
Look at,
I love the visuals.
You got props.
So. During the month of November, we start to build up. We do an event called Coats for Kids, and then what we do is we go off the historical 12 Days of Christmas. So what we do is our foundation and fundraisers get together and they approach local companies. And so each company has the opportunity to come in and donate their time and make a small donation to the Boys and Girls Club. And they get to serve supper to the kids and get to hang out with them for the night. So it's actually an opportunity for them to be really engaged with the kids. And we currently have 3 spots remaining for the event.
Okay, that's amazing. So we've only got less than a minute left. And I know there's one other event we wanted to talk about as well that's coming up in March because of our UNESCO City of Music.
So coming up in March, we have, it's called Music for Meals, and this is a huge event. We only try and do one really big event a year, and so this year it's coming up, and it's going to be with the Don Wright Faculty of Music, and this is essentially funds our meal program for the kids. Last year we served over 18,000 meals to children in the community. And so even though that seems something small, in the mental health care world, that's a foundational goal. And so that changes lives right there.
Yeah.
So
amazing. So we're going to make sure to post how people can get involved, how they can participate, how they could potentially volunteer, definitely donate, so that we can get the word out. I'm so excited to see what else comes out of the work that you're doing. Just these few events is spectacular. So, and you've only been here a few months, so think about what we're going to talk about next year when you come back.
It's going to be exciting, I can guarantee it.
Awesome. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
My name is Ryan Dyson, and I drive the number 28 race car at Delaware Speedway and across Ontario all summer long. You can check out our YouTube vlog series right here on Rogers TV every Friday at 6 o'clock p.m.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mario Elia, host of Keep London Healthy here on Rogers TV. Join us Wednesdays at 6:30 where we discuss health topics relevant to you and bringing on experts in the field to give you the best, most up-to-date information. See you then.
Growing up, I was surrounded by violence. I had the drive to pursue education, but I didn't have the means. I couldn't afford to because the child welfare system is not enough to support youth who want to go into higher education. And that's where the Children's Day Foundation of Canada stepped in to provide financial support. And today I have my neuroscience degree. Education makes every child unstoppable.
Welcome back. I know our second guest well, since we work together at TechAlliance of Southwestern Ontario. TechAlliance has several exciting things coming up in the next few weeks, and here to tell us about them is Communications Manager Farida Abdinabi. Welcome to the show, Farida.
Hi, Mel.
Super excited to have you here on this side of the camera. You're normally on the other side. So why don't we start with Jingle and Mingle, because that's probably the biggest thing that we have coming up. So tell us about that.
So Jingle and Mingle is our annual networking event that happens every Christmas. This year it's happening on December 10th. We're hosting it at The Grove at Western Fair near here. It is fun, it is networking for the innovation ecosystem, for the business people in London. We also are partnering again with the Business Cares food drive, so we are encouraging everyone to come and bring their non-perishable donations.
Nice.
We have some fun surprises happening at the event, so yeah, we're very excited.
That's awesome. I don't even know what the surprises are.
Yeah.
Super exciting. And so you said networking event, businesses, innovation, so truly everyone is welcome. This is one of...
Yep. It's one of the events that we throw to just bring everyone in the community together, just to have fun and just connect at the end of the year after all the rush has happened and just,
Awesome. Fun way to bring people together. Yeah. Amazing. And then I know we also wanted to mention tech meetups, which we've been hosting every month.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So we're bringing together everyone who's working in a tech capacity, or even if they're working in a non-tech capacity but in a tech-enabled or tech business, just to come together once a month to network, talk together, brainstorm on obstacles, problems, something new that's happening in their job that they just want to talk to someone that can relate to them. It's happening in a fun or not informal setup. We go to, it's always third Wednesday of the month at the same time from 5 to 7 p.m.
Nice.
But we rotate different venues in London, just fun bars or restaurants or just different venues.
Awesome. And for this one, it's a little bit different for us at TechAlliance because a lot of the time I think people sort of connect us to the startup ecosystem and like early stage companies, and we're really trying to connect with everybody on this one. We want people from the big businesses who are in tech.
Exactly. So that's why I said, even if you're the job isn't really tech focused, but you're one of the big tech companies, you're still very welcome to come and just pick people's brain, open up your horizon, network, grow your network, meet new people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then we also want to talk about our podcast.
Yeah, this is very exciting. So one of the things that we aim to do, and one of our biggest objectives, is to tell the London story. London has so many great founders, innovators, scaling businesses, startups that started here and became unicorn businesses, and there's so much to tell. So we launched earlier this year our podcast, Idea to Investment, and we host founders and their funders, or only funders, investors, different types of investors, different people to tell their story. How did you start your business? Going from an idea to actually attracting investors and someone to put their money behind your business. So it's a very different way for us to tell the story, but to also reach different audiences. We put out episodes bi-weekly, and we are open to anyone who's interested to reach out to us and say, I have a cool story to tell. Please feel free to reach out to us. And we're happy that it's getting some attraction, getting some notice to London and its thriving ecosystem.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so I know people don't always realize all the different ways they can engage with TechAlliance. What's the best and easiest way that people could connect with us so they can find out about all of these things?
I'd say definitely sign up to our newsletter. It's bi-weekly. We send everything there. Our events, ecosystem events, spotlight stories about the amazing founders here. We talk about the podcast. We talk about everything that's happening, important, just news in the ecosystem for London and for Canada as a whole. So definitely sign up to the newsletter, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in today. We'll put all the ways to contact TechAlliance on screen, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. We'll be right back.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship. But as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Hey, you want to see a show on Rogers TV that doesn't feature any human stars? Well, you've come to the right place. Watch Crumpet Corner, this brand new show full of laughs and, weirdness, chaos.
Welcome back. Our final guest today is a filmmaker and documentarian who is sharing with us the life of his late brother Erik, who died of a drug overdose in Vancouver in 2020. To share more about this film depicting his brother's life is filmmaker Donald D'Haene. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So this is a big story in terms of we've got a bunch of stuff we want to cover.
That's
so why
right.
don't we start with Erik?
Yes, Erik was my youngest brother of the first set of 4 kids.
Okay.
And that's another story. But and he was our baby brother, but he lost his way. We were all abused, and he lost his way. And our story has been well documented in Canada.
Okay.
And what makes this one unique, I'm able to use archival footage and footage from all the documentaries that were on us. And also I've created scenes, and I have 2 actors, Lionel Tyler Parr and Tyrone Trayer, who did the theme song. And I've got this amazing editor, Tammy Hazel. And I got a fantastic team led by my brother and my sister, my surviving brother and sister, Ronnie and Marina.
Amazing.
And so for Erik, it is a beautiful tribute to him. And what I would say is here's the thing, homeless people, we see them as they are now at the end. We forget that they were beautiful, talented, creative people. And my documentary focuses on the talent, the beauty, the life before.
Yeah.
We do go there, but I think when we see homeless people, when we forget that they were like us, and they were loved, and they were beautiful and human.
And they didn't make this as a choice.
That's right.
Something went astray at some point that led to where they are.
And what's great about this project, I thought to call the Palace Theatre London Community Players on a whim. I said, do you think I could film at your theatre? They let me use the theatre.
Wow.
Now get this coincidence. So I got a crew, we're filming there, and then I remember that I have a seat dedicated to my brother that I bought years before he passed away.
Okay.
And so we used that, we filmed the seat, we've incorporated that in the story. The theater that let me use that, I actually have Erik's spirit there.
That's
so it was amazing kind of conference of things, right?
Yeah.
And what's so great about this is that, I mean, my idea to give back to the theater is, the theater is east of London. And east of London has, somewhat of, sometimes a reputation for having a lot of homeless people. Well, homeless people, my documentary is about a homeless person who was amazing. So let's rethink how we view the people we bumped into.
Yeah.
And when you go to the Palace Theatre and see a show, you will see my brother, you will see Erik's. So rethink how you view the person that you bump into.
It's such an amazing perspective to try and to shift it, right? And
Yes.
to stop focusing on the immediate, like you said, and the right now and what's happening right now, and look at the humanity behind it.
I think about the season.
Yes.
I mean, we should be having this feeling all year long, but it's perfect for now, right? So I think that if we see them as humans and as they could be us, I think we'll be nicer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's so. My idea for the film is show, don't tell. So I'm showing a story. I'm revealing through us a way of viewing a homeless person, also a drug addict, a person who lost his way, who was a victim of abuse. But I'm not telling people what to think about it.
Yeah.
You come to your own conclusions.
It's all about information.
Right.
Amazing. So is the Palace Theatre also airing the documentary?
Well, I'm so glad you asked
Where
that.
can people see it?
Well, we're still fine-tuning it, and I will be submitting it to festivals first. But would be cool to show it at the Palace Theatre for the reasons that I just brought up. That would be really cool. But I'll be entering in the London Film Festival, which is next October. But there's one in Stratford, a new one next year, and there's a Toronto festival that I'll be entering. So first is festivals, and then we'll see about other options.
Amazing. Congratulations on being able to put this together, and thank you for sharing the story.
And thank you for helping me highlight it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Well, that is the end of this week's episode, and I really hope you can take the opportunity to support our guests by participating in their events or supporting their causes. Thank you for watching and for listening. Please support the efforts by liking, commenting, and sharing this episode of What's Up London with your friends, family, and networks. Please visit our guests' websites and social media pages and plan to support their efforts. I will see you again next week, so until next time, stay safe and be kind.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.